In December 2023, Airrack posted a 30-day series traveling around the world known as The Countdown. But amid low view counts and controversy around him faking the series, it can be seen as a complete failure for the Airrack channel. There's 5 main reasons behind the failure of The Countdown, but first let's dive into exactly what the series was. On November 30th, 2023, Airrack posted a video, "I have to delete my channel." Within the video, he laid out the parameters of the series. He'd be posting 30 videos in 30 days as he traveled around the world, and if he missed an upload, Mr. Beast would delete his channel. The whole goal of the series was to create 30 individual bangers that can perform independently of each other. Airrack started the series in Europe, crossing it in a straight line, and then traveled to Scotland, Dubai, Australia, Los Angeles, Las Vegas, Texas, and then eventually ended in New York. And Airrack ended up posting 31 videos in 31 days, fulfilling his goal. As of the recording of this video, the series has garnered 63.6 million views, averaging 2.05 million views per video. But despite hitting the goal of uploading every day and avoiding channel deletion, this series should almost definitely be marked as a failure. But before we dive into the 5 reasons behind the failure, first, let's touch on the good. This series was still a massive accomplishment and deserves some amount of hype. First off, Airrack was able to post 30 good videos in 30 days. A normal daily vlog suffers in quality just because of the time crunch you're in, but none of the countdown videos were noticeably bad. Sure, it was probably a 20% step back from his normal content, but overall, Airrack was able to put out 30 pretty good videos in 30 days. Let's also dive into the numbers behind the series. 63 million long-form views is nothing to sneeze at. Airrack has 1.3 billion overall long-form views on his channel, so this entire series is about 5% of his overall channel views. And of course, when getting this many views, the financial impact behind it is pretty significant. Assuming a likely $10 RPM, since this series was posted in December, the best month for ad rates, the series pulled in $630,000 just from AdSense. Add to that the Duolingo, AirUp, SoFi, and World of Tank brand deals, and it's likely Airrack pulled about $1 million in revenue from the series. And of course, we cannot forget about those hoodies, but more on that later. And obviously, Airrack spent a bunch of money producing the series, as well as just overhead of staff and fixed costs, but $1 million in revenue minimum is pretty good for 1 month. In total, all the videos he posted totaled over 6 hours of content. That's 6 hours that you, the viewer, are spending with Airrack and the rest of the cast, thus deepening your relationship even more. Having that sheer mass of content out connects Airrack to his fans much more than posting 1 video every 3 weeks would. And speaking of the sheer mass of content, this series allowed Airrack to just throw a bunch of ideas at the wall and see what stuck. So the Airrack team was able to experiment with a lot of different formats and types of videos. Some of these videos have picked up steam since the series has ended, giving the team a better understanding of what might do well in the future for the Airrack channel. And at the end of the day, every single video in the series hit 1 million views. It's really tough to call something a failure when you post 30 straight videos that hit 1 million views each. But alas, when you have nearly 15 million subscribers, the bar of success shifts very high. So now let us get into why the 30-day series failed. This is an unbiased approach so that others can learn what went wrong and then how to do even better in the future. That being said, now let's finally get into the 5 reasons why the Countdown series failed. When mentioning a 30-day series, it's nearly impossible to not compare it to Ryan Trahan's 30-day Penny series. Adding to that, Ryan and Airrack have almost the exact same subscriber count, so it's a natural benchmark to compare Airrack against. And to be fair, it is nearly impossible to compete against the Penny series. This was a YouTube takeover event, and it's almost cruel to hold Airrack to these standards. But hopefully it's almost a compliment to Airrack to even warrant the comparison in the first place. I'll be mentioning the Penny series several times throughout this video as a comparison to the Countdown series. As I've said, Airrack series hit 63.6 million views overall. It sounds great until you realize Ryan's Penny series hit 290 86 million views overall. Of course, Ryan's have had a longer lifespan, but having 5 times the amount of views is unbelievable. In fact, Ryan's 1-week penny series through Europe has almost the exact same view count as Airrack's 30-day series, 59.9 million to 63.6 million. If we dig into the individual view counts, we can quickly see where Airrack's videos fell flat. None of his videos have eclipsed 4 million views, and only 3 have climbed above 3 million. On the other hand, Ryan's series has no videos under 7 million views, and 11 of the 30 are above 10 million views. This following statistic is real and it completely shocked me. The best performing video in the Countdown series, the best, is Airrack's worst video in 2.5 years by views. So effectively, Airrack has made his 30 lowest performing videos in the past 2.5 years, back to back to back, and so on. Moving on to subscriber metrics now, Airrack gained 200,000 subscribers during December of 2023. For comparison, in the past, he has gained 500,000 subscribers in a month many times. And just for another comparison, Ryan gained almost 2.5 million subscribers during his penny series. But why are all these statistics so low for the Countdown series? Now that we know all the background and the stage is set, let's finally get into the 5 reasons of why the Countdown series failed. First off, there was absolutely zero overarching storyline. For a series to be successful, something has to tie all the videos together. But Airrack's were all one-off bangers aside from the first 6 of him crossing Europe in a straight line. And even having that mini-series at the beginning of the big series is so confusing for the casual viewer. Is the whole series gonna be him crossing Europe? Or are we gonna see him cross the entire world in a straight line? Who knows? The first 6 videos were this Europe series, and then the following 24 had absolutely nothing to do with it at all. You could watch day 23 and then follow that up with day 7, and you literally wouldn't be confused at all. Airrack was never working towards some end goal. He was just uploading 30 videos in 30 days so his channel wouldn't be deleted. He was working against something instead of working towards something, which is the complete opposite of Ryan's penny series. Ryan was actively working towards the goal of getting to Mr. Beast, and every day was a step towards that, versus Airrack was just spitting out disconnected content. To tie into that, our second reason behind failure was the occasional weak video throughout the series. Though generally I was pretty impressed by the quality they were able to put out. When you're putting out 30 videos, some are bound to be worse than some of the others. Bad Uber driver prank featured content that was already shown in another video, and largest versus smallest hotel room is 2 videos that would normally have been combined into one. You can make the argument that the videos in the penny series were very low lift, but the difference is they were not individual entities like the ones in Airrack's series were. Each individual video had to be great for Airrack, versus for Ryan, only the whole series had to be great because all the videos were a part of that whole. Like I said, the overall quality for Airrack's series was there, but when each video has to stand alone, it's easy to pick out the poor videos. Let's move on to the third reason for series failure: the hoodie. While selling a piece of merch for a stunt like this is pretty normal and even accepted, this was way overdone. Towards the beginning of the series, this random newscaster dude would come on screen and yell at us to buy a hoodie. It was so disconnected, it made absolutely zero sense that it was eventually scrapped and Airrack himself began doing the plugs. And every single video had references to the hoodie. By day 30, if I have not bought one, I'm not going to buy one. Speaking of which, I actually own several pieces of Airrack merch, but I had zero desire to buy this hoodie. I kind of hated the design and it made no reference to this series, which made it feel not that special to me. On the other hand, Airrack pieces in the past have had channel tie-ins. This just felt like a soulless cash grab with no magic behind it. And of course, we're gonna bring up the penny series again. During that, Ryan's plugs were donate to charity versus buy my hoodie. There's a huge difference between the two, and the fans definitely felt it. And while we're on the topic of fan backlash, let's dive into Airrack faking the series. Once the series ended, all these videos started popping up about Airrack faking the series. To sum it up, basically Airrack had been filming the series since September instead of December 1st, like some people somehow thought. Some of his wording is a little unclear, and there are direct things that make Airrack look guilty of being dishonest. But some people didn't understand that the series was a little pre-filmed and then were mad that they weren't actually filming it all in December. All of the content is real, it's just filmed over a longer time horizon than some people thought. He still uploaded 30 videos in 30 days. He just didn't film and upload 30 videos in 30 days. And I think it's still so impressive to be able to upload 30 videos in 30 days, regardless if you've been filming them for the past couple of months. We still need to address it as part of the series failure because a lot of his fans do care. People were legitimately angry that some of these videos were pre-filmed, and it has definitely tarnished Airrack's brand. There's clips going around of Airrack saying, "I'll never fake a video," and all the comments on his last video are about him faking these videos. Overall, it's your personal opinion about the controversy, but it's undeniable that the Airrack brand is suffering from it. Anyways, to wrap up this whole video, the final reason why the Countdown series failed was lack of stakes. The alleged stakes are that if Airrack missed an upload, Mr. Beast would delete his channel. But if you're literally older than the age of 8 years old, it's pretty obvious that even with failure, Airrack is not going to delete his channel, putting a bunch of people out of a job and potentially losing millions of dollars. To tie this back with the whole fakey controversy, Airrack clearly had this whole series planned out for months, which put his odds of missing an upload at about 0.00001%. Occasionally, Airrack would inflate the tension by saying he had to post an emergency video.
We almost missed our upload window, and I have a few videos in this series saved for moments like this.
Even though he clearly had the series planned out to a T. There was never a serious threat of the channel being deleted, and there was never an end goal to be reached, which meant we were just along for a ride. A ride with no destination. Also, can we just talk for a second about Mr. Beast being the one to delete his channel? Why not focus the series on yourself and the Airrack brand instead of bringing in the guy that everyone tries to bring in to add some cheap hype? Overall, I don't think it's all negatives for Airrack and the team, but the series was far from an incredible success. In 2024, I want to see Airrack refocus, play to his strengths, and climb back to the top of YouTube.